So we're in Rural Hall at this time. I'm here at the Village Square Shopping Plaza, Tractor Supply, getting ready to make my final approach back to the house as we end the trip to Johnson City today. If I could get this on here, we'll get started down the road. There we go. I think we got it. And if we can get her in place. So, Pastor Robbie George coming to you on this Thursday, September the 5th. Coming back from Johnson City, Tennessee. So this trip will be from Rural Hall to High Point today. As we roll up these windows here where I can hear. This is one of my favorite spots to hit. I try to hit it every time I go to Southwest Virginia or Tennessee. If I go to northeastern Tennessee around the Bristol, Johnson City area. Up to the degree, it's time for some AC at this point. With the windows up, with the windows down, it feels pretty good. That lady ain't got no hair to cut. She's sitting out there on the sidewalk. Tractor Supply still got those plants sitting out there. A little late in the season, but maybe they're winter plants. I don't know. My old job now, you turn out of this parking lot and go to the right. RJ Reynolds is right at the end of that road right there, about a mile down there. It ends into RJ Reynolds parking lot. And used to have to come there a lot, pick up doubles. There's 2 loads of cigarettes. 52 North is straight ahead there through that light. We'll be taking a left here. Going and hitting 52 South. It is a very warm afternoon today, getting near upper 70s to around 80, I'd say. Started out at 65 degrees here this morning, but it felt good up in the mountains all day long. I come out of that sweater real quick this morning. I didn't need it after I got up there. Southeastern truck over eating at King's Hot Dogs right now. It's a real busy spot for trucks. They can get in and out there pretty good. mostly cloudy day today. The sun really hasn't come out. As you can see, it's starting to try to come out right now. It's supposed to warm up the next few days. I did originally see a 54 degrees, I think, on Friday night, tomorrow night, or Saturday night. I'm not sure which. Used to be one of the worst routes that I hated to run, was Winston-Salem, what we're heading towards. We should hit it pretty good where the traffic won't be too bad. I can see downtown Winston right there ahead, the town buildings. I can see them. They're probably about 13 miles away if I had to guess. Which there are certain points and high points you can see downtown Winston. You can see Pilot Mountain. You can see the mountains in Virginia. So visibility in some parts of the city you can see a long distance. Mill Road coming up here. You got a Panda Express right there that I used to hit occasionally. You get off that exit, take a left, and then go to the first light there and take a right. That's University Drive. It'll get you back to the highway, but that's where Pandas are located right there. When I first started eating at Panda Express, I don't think I had eaten there very much over there on Windover at that point. Good Chinese food is hard to find. Leery of some of these local Chinese restaurants. We'll get back and see where we're headed tomorrow. I don't know at this point. Charles just called me. I think he was hoping I was a little closer in, probably to move a trailer or two around for him, but there's the University Parkway right there. That'll take you down there to Wake Forest University, but right now traffic's pretty light. Coming up, Germantown Road. Also Highway 8 North. That's the same Highway 8 that goes down into Lexington and goes down into Welcome. break, but I don't think you want to be going that route. Just about 45 minutes from King's Hot Dogs to the plant, roughly, something like that. That used to be what it would take me to get there, from there to UPS Freight. Now it's probably about 40 minutes to High Point. But about 2 weeks or so, the Dixie Classic, or what used to be the Dixie Classic Fair, will be coming to Winston. Patterson Avenue exit coming up. I think it's called just the Classic now. I don't know. They renamed it. Dropping here as we drop down into Winston-Salem. The next exit will be Akron Drive, the first exit in Winston. Thought on the church, what we're praying over since July the 11th is, presently I shared a picture of the writing I have of everything, and we'll be continuing this 8:30 a.m. service pretty much for the next 18 months or so, something like that, hoping to stay in our same location during that period of time, unless God were to do a miracle and open up another opportunity to move on up to Archdale. But until that takes place, we want to see, we had 13 people this past Sunday, so we want to see the 8:30 a.m. service grow to where we could add a 3 p.m. service. That's what we tried to do at the last church we served, have a 3 p.m. service, since we were unable to be there like they needed, and we were trying to adjust a 7 to a 3. It didn't quite work out like we had planned, but not because we didn't try, but the people were just not in line with it, and so we want to grow the 8:30 a.m. service to where we're having 2 services on Sunday. So that would be a 3 p.m. service in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon, and then we would need we would need 50% of the support of the body. So grow the 8 a.m. That's what I forgot to mention. Grow the 8:30 a.m. service to 40 to 60 people. Before you would even consider such a move, adding the second service, and then you would have to have 50% support of the body, so you'd have to have 20 to 30 people that were committed to supporting that 3 p.m. service, and then that would probably be the extent of us adding services till we got into our own building up in the Archdale area. But by the end of that 18-month period as well, we would like to see all 7 ministries be supplied the offerings that we take up each week. We would like to see all 7 ministries being supported by that 18-month mark, and definitely by the 3-year mark. We We have a vision of moving to Archdale by that 3-year mark. So September the 1st of 20 and 27, we want to see ourselves in the city of Archdale. We've seen several buildings that are for rent up there. And I believe it's possible if God provides the funding and the support from the people. And then, so we want to be there by the 3-year mark. And at that point, we definitely want to see all 7 of the ministries supported. And that's Kenny Greenway, Evangelist Kenny Greenway, Gospel Tabernacle in Thomasville, Jimmy Mercado. Those are our 3 primary ministries at this time. We'll be adding another additional church, and we'll be adding support for a pregnancy crisis center. I've located one through Hope Baptist, one they support there. It's called Your Choice, I believe is the name. So we would want to support something like that. And we've got, the Lord's been showing some things on 2 other ministries that we'll be supporting going forward. Actually, the Lord has showed us all 3 of them right now. So the Pregnancy Crisis Center and the other 3 ministries will be supported. I'm not going to put it out there yet because we can't support them at this time, but when we get into a position to support them, providing that they're in good standing and everything at that point. So what we had happen with one of the ministries we were going to support, that we had personally been supporting ourselves. So, you know, things happen along the way. And so we want to see the Lord meet the needs of these ministries in the meantime, but we'll be praying for them in advance of our supporting them. But some of them we've been friends with for 25 years. Some of them we've been friends with nearing 15 years now. And so we know these people that we're going to be supporting. The Your Choice, we're not familiar with that. We're going to familiarize ourselves with it, though. It's right. It's exactly what we want to support. So our support will be full in the 7 that we're supporting by the time we move to Archdale, definitely. And then once we get into a rented facility in the city of Archdale, we're going to start preparing to plant a Archdale Baptist Church. Take 2. And so that's our goal, to plant a Archdale Baptist Church in our area and do exactly what we're doing here. And so that's our goal. That's our intentions. And once we get into a rented facility in the Archdale area, we will begin the process of preparing to sow into a church planting ministry ourselves. Archdale will duplicate itself, and so that's the goal. And then by the 6-year mark, we want to build a church, and so that's our goal and our intention. So we want to build a church by year 6. We want to plant a church by year 9. So those are our goals right now as we see them. So that's what we're praying for, that's what we're believing for, and that's what the vision is that the Lord is showing to us. And is anything too hard for the Lord? And we know that there is nothing too hard for the Lord. All things are possible to him who believes, and we have faith that God can do the impossible. And the things that are impossible with men are possible with God. This is scripture I'm sharing with you today. As I'm exiting onto 311, the sun is really coming out. Getting to be a nice day. As we're getting on 311 South here, and just a short haul here. Right now we're on I-40. I-40 is running with 311. Running with 74 there. right there. That'll take you down to the city of Thomasville to the right, take you to Bowman Gray Stadium to the left. NASCAR is going to be opening up their season with a clash at the Bowman Gray Stadium there. It's unbelievable next year to get the NASCAR series kicked off next year. It's exciting for the city of Winston. Taking the 74 East exit here for High Point. 311 also it is. We're at exit 195 right now. That's 195 miles back to Tennessee going the way of Asheville and going through the gorge. Right there to the left all the way to Wilmington till it ends. Follow it back that way behind us all the way to Barstow, California. And when you get out there to Barstow, California, there's a sign when you get on the I-40, it says like Wilmington, North Carolina, 2,749 miles, something like that. Off of that exit. Krispy Kreme is located off that, the maintenance shop, and I would go in there and deliver before COVID, I should say. And they had in the back left of the plant their break room set up like a regular Krispy Kreme store, and they would have like a dozen of fresh donuts every day back there. You could go back there and make you coffee, you could go back there and get you however many donuts you could eat. And it was like that every time you go there to deliver it. That's a bad, bad place to go. But anyway, it's still like that today for the employees there. But when COVID came in, they didn't want us to come into the plant no more, so they kept it like that after COVID, like so many places. But it looks like they're widening the road here, doing a lot of construction. We got a good road system here in the Triad of North Carolina. A lot better than a lot of places you go in this country. But you can really get around here and make some tracks. We'll be coming into the city of High Point here before too long, but before we do, I think Union Cross Road is the next exit. You get off there and go to the right. I would deliver down to Pepsi, the main plant of Pepsi there off of that exit. They also wind up building a Cracker Barrel at the Union Cross exit. There was no Cracker Barrel for most of the years I worked at UPS Freight. So Union Cross Road is coming up. The next road should be High Point Road. of the pastor of any church to cast the vision, and then for it to get inbred in the hearts of the people, and they get behind the mission of the church and the vision of the church. In our bylaws, we're going to have the vision, and we're going to have the mission of the church, the mission statement and the vision statement, which is different than what I just shared about the long-term goals of moving to Archdale and building a church and these kinds of things. That's our own personal vision, where we see Archdale Baptist Church in 9 years. God is able to do that. That's a tall order. It's a Herculean task even, but God can do the impossible. He's just got to put everything in place. God can do more in 5 minutes than we can do in a lifetime. That's what I found to be true of God. Highway 66 is the next exit. That'll take you to Kernersville to the left. This is probably a normal traffic pattern for 252 on a Thursday afternoon. We will be in High Point when we get past this 66 exit. County. We'll be coming into Guilford County here shortly. Weekend is the first race in the Chase for the Cup in NASCAR, and they start off in Atlanta this coming Sunday, so I'm going to try to watch some of that if the Lord allows. And also San Francisco 49ers are playing their first game, and they're going to be playing the New York Jets, so I hope to be able to watch some of that game as well if the Lord allows. Didn't get to watch none of these things in real time last year. I'm trying to do a little bit of that this year. I may have to finish all of them on DVR, but that's kind of the life we live. I don't have 3 or 4 hours to sit down and watch a race or a football game, or a baseball game, but I'm going to try to keep up with football a little better this year. I've always been a San Francisco 49er fan long before there was a Carolina Panther team. And I've always been a LA Dodgers fan. Never really was an Atlanta Brave fan. Always LA Dodgers. Always been that way.